3. Don't react immediately, breathe first. When someone criticizes you, provokes you, or tries to make you feel bad, your body reacts before your mind does. Your heart beats faster. Your thoughts rush to defend themselves. And a part of you wants to respond immediately. But Buddhism reminds us of something profound. Between what happens and your reaction, there is always a space. And that space is your breath. When someone tries to disturb you, pause. Take a deep breath. That simple act interrupts the automatic impulse to react. Conscious breathing calms the nervous system. It clears the mind. And it allows you to respond from wisdom rather than from a wounded ego. Most people spend their lives reacting to everything. But the wise person does something different. They observe. They breathe. And then they decide whether the situation is even worth responding to. Sometimes the most powerful response is not an argument. It is your calm. Because when you refuse to feed the provocation, the energy of conflict loses its power. 6. Stop trying to change others. One of the biggest mistakes we make in relationships is believing that we can change another person. We think that if we explain things better, if we are more patient, if we try hard enough, they will eventually change. But Buddhism teaches a powerful truth. Every human being has their own path of learning. Nobody changes because someone demands it. People change when they are ready. The moment you become attached to the idea that someone must be different for you to be at peace, you hand your well-being over to something you cannot control. And that is where suffering begins. Accepting this does not mean approving of someone's behavior. It means recognizing that it is not your responsibility to transform them. Your true task is much simpler. And much deeper. Protect your peace. Because when you stop trying to change others, you recover something incredibly valuable. Your inner freedom. 7. Observe, but don't get attached. One of the most powerful practices in Buddhism is developing what is known as the observer's mind. The ability to see what is happening without automatically reacting to it. When a toxic person criticizes you, provokes you, or tries to pull you into an argument, your ego wants to defend itself. Your mind wants to respond. Your emotions want to react. But this is where your true spiritual practice begins. Instead of getting pulled in, observe. Observe their words. Observe their behavior. Observe what is happening inside yourself. As many Zen masters teach, you are not the emotion that appears. You are the awareness that observes it. Imagine that you are the sky. And everything happening around you is nothing more than passing clouds. Some clouds are dark. Some bring storms. But none of them can change the nature of the sky. When you develop this level of presence, something extraordinary happens. Provocations lose their power. Because conflict requires your participation. But when you simply observe, conflict 8. You don't need to explain your peace. As you begin protecting your energy, some people around you may not understand. When you choose not to argue. When you step away from certain environments. When you prioritize your peace. Some may interpret it as coldness, pride, or distance. But there is an important truth on the spiritual path. Your peace does not need an explanation. Not everyone is on the same level of awareness. And constantly justifying your boundaries can become more exhausting than the conflict itself. Buddhism teaches that when a person begins to awaken internally, they learn to protect their energy with wisdom. Not from arrogance. But from clarity. Silence communicates. Distance can also be an act of self-respect. And your tranquility does not require anyone's approval to be valid. Because when you learn to live in your peace without defending it, you become something powerful. A mind that no longer depends on external chaos to remain balanced. 9. Choose your inner battles. Many arguments in life are never truly won. They only drain your energy. There will be moments when someone says something unfair. When someone provokes you, or tries to pull you into an unnecessary conflict, and instantly your mind wants to defend itself, to prove that you are right. But Buddhism invites us to ask a simple yet powerful question. Would I rather be right? Or would I rather be at peace? Not every comment deserves a response. Not every provocation deserves your energy. Very often, the impulse to react comes from the ego trying to defend its image. But wisdom works differently. The wise person understands that their energy is too valuable to waste on every conflict. Just as the ocean is not disturbed by every wave that appears on its surface, a peaceful mind does not become disturbed by every word it hears. Choosing your inner battles means knowing when it is worth speaking, and when the true victory is simply remaining at peace. Because some arguments only X. 10. Remember that you are not responsible for healing everyone. Many people carry an invisible burden that leaves them emotionally exhausted. The belief that they must save, change, or heal everyone around them. If someone is struggling, they try to fix them. If someone is hurting, they feel obligated to stay and rescue them. But Buddhism reminds us of an essential truth. Every soul has its own path of awakening. You can walk beside someone. You can offer support, understanding, a kind word. But you cannot walk their journey for them. Trying to carry another person's emotional growth will eventually drain your energy. Because nobody can heal unless they are willing to look within themselves. And when you take responsibility for another person's healing, not only do you exhaust yourself, you also take away their opportunity to learn their own lessons. Love does not mean sacrificing yourself until nothing remains. Love also means knowing when to step back and allow every soul to find its own path. Your first responsibility is to yourself. To your balance. To your inner peace. Because when you are in harmony, you can inspire others. But when you lose yourself trying to save everyone, you forget to save yourself. Conclusion. After hearing these 10 keys, remember one essential truth. You cannot control how other people behave. But you can always choose how you respond. Toxic people will always exist. But when you learn to protect your energy, set healthy boundaries, and remain calm, you discover something truly powerful. Your inner peace no longer depends on anyone else's behavior. Now I want to ask you something. Which of these 10 Buddhist keys do you feel you need most in your life right now? Let me know in the comments below. And if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to The Soul Journey. Together, we'll continue exploring timeless wisdom that helps us live with greater awareness, peace, and purpose. Until next time. May Yo.